hour is shortened. But I think we'll get through this one definitely in fifth hour, but if we start the next one and the bell rings, please just stay in here. Up first, we have animal experimentation. Remember to state your proposition first. And you're ready.
Resolved. Testing cosmetics and pharmaceuticals on animals prior to human consumption should not be a legal way to determine effects and results. Ellen DeGeneres once said, if you want to test cosmetics, why do it on some poor animal who hasn't done anything? We will be showing that animal experimentation wastes animals' lives testing the medicines. The testing may work on animals but not humans because animals are not the same as humans, and that we live in the 21st century. We should not need to rely on animals for testing. Our first point is, animal experimentation wastes animals' lives testing diseases and medicines. According to procon.org, the lives and well-being of animals are routinely sacrificed for poor research. Why are we causing animals pain just for research to fail? That is completely unfair to the animals that are giving their lives to research. We should not keep hurting them just so we can do unnecessary research on medicines and cosmetics. Procon.org also stated that animals are different than humans and therefore make poor test subjects. Not only does animal testing waste animals' lives, but animals are biologically different than humans.
Our second argument is the testing in medicines may work on animals but not humans because animals are not biologically the same as humans. According to animal testing life-saving research, in an HIV test, scientists found that chimpanzees do not respond the same to HIV as humans do. If animals do not respond the same as humans, there is no reason to test these things on animals. Animal testing life-saving research also mentions that side effects are missed and millions of dollars are wasted. Why waste millions of dollars on something that is not guaranteed? If some side effects don't show, then why waste your money on something this harmful to animals? Not only are millions of dollars wasted, but we are still using the animals when we could be using other forms of technologies.
We are in the 21st century. We should not need to rely on animal experimentation. According to animal testing life-saving research, new technologies such as computer models and cloned tissue samples is available to replace animal experimentation. This leads us to the following question. Why stick with a method that harms animals when there are other methods that will benefit humans and animals? In addition, animal testing life-saving research also stated that animals have been used in the scientific testing since the 500 CBC. In conclusion, animals have been used for far too long, and it's time to start using better methods that will benefit both animals and humans.
If you have survived a fatal illness or something as simple as a cough, you should thank scientists for animal experimentation. Animal experimentation is very beneficial and should be legal. By the end of this argument, you'll realize that more animals in the lab live than die, and that animal experimentation is nowhere close to being cruel nor inhumane, as many would think. Animals themselves actually benefit from animal experimentation. And animal experimentation has also impacted humans. It's impacted me, you, your loved ones, and your pets if you have it.
Animal testing is not cruel and inhumane. According to procon.org, scientists don't physically abuse the animals when they test on them. Why would a scientist want to physically abuse an animal when it needs to be healthy enough to make sure it can carry the disease they're testing on? Also, how come it's okay for people to hunt animals just to keep their fur, but it's wrong when scientists do life-changing tests on them? Without animal testing, what would we test on? Humans? Are you suggesting that we should follow the Nazis and test on humans like they did back in the Holocaust? That's what I thought. Without animal testing, we'd be killing millions of people for no reason. Animal testing helps us find animals themselves benefit from animal testing. According to procon.org, because animals can live a longer and healthier life, we have been able to find cures to things from rabies, feline leukemia, and heartworms, which kills millions of animals. Also, because we do test on overpopulated animals, we can help save endangered animals. We can help them breed, which can bring their population back up. And finally, animal testing helps us find cures to a variety of illnesses and diseases. Cancer is the second leading cause of death in the United States, with over 576,000 people. Because of animal testing, we have been able to find a variety of ways to keep us healthy, from cough drops, vitamins, medicines, to like shampoo and deodorant. And because chimps' DNA is 90% made of what humans' DNA is, we are able to make more accurate treatments for hepatitis B, which kills 15,000 people a year. Without animal testing, these illnesses and diseases may someday become as common as a cold or the flu.
Minutes for
That was a really good point. That really relates to this. I wish my eyes were smaller when she wanted. I'm getting irritated with my friend on like creepy it out. You have small friends. I know. Well, I have my friend up on phone. I said find my apple. And I was gonna change the color. Silver over. I just want to put silver over it.
My opponent might say, it has benefited us and given us the knowledge we have today. Why stop now? Well, we have technology now, and we have other methods to find how drugs and medicines react instead of using animals, because it does harm them. They don't agree with getting a needle stuck in them, in wherever they stick the needle. My opponent might also say they're not intelligent like humans, they're just animals. Animals are not built like humans. There is no way for an animal to have the same intelligence as humans, and that's not their choice. Making them suffer because of their intelligence or because they're just animals is cruel and sick. My opponent might also say it's better than testing on humans. Like I said in the beginning, according to animal testing life-saving research, new technology such as computer models and cloned tissue samples is available to replace animal experimentation. I'm not stating that we should test on humans instead of animals, but I'm simply saying testing cosmetics and pharmaceuticals on animals prior to human consumption should not be a legal way to determine effects and results.
My opponent says that animal testing is not beneficial, but we disagree, because animal testing has benefited us. It's saved over millions of lives. Would you rather have an animal be sacrificed or a loved one? My opponent mentioned that animals are too different from humans for it to be effective, and in some cases that is true. But for the most part, animals that they use have very, very similar DNAs to humans. In fact, chimpanzees share more than 99% of their DNA with humans. And the other animals that they use also have very similar DNAs and have same body functions. Why would we be able to use these drugs if they were FDA approved? They're FDA approved, which means that it is safe enough for the animal to not be harmed that much. But in some cases they do die, but that is only to benefit ourselves. We wouldn't want this to be tested out on a human or a computer, because computers do not react the same way as a life would. So that is why I think that animal testing should be used and should continue to be used.
Our opponent states that we have a lot of technology to find different cures for different diseases. Well, there still isn't any cures for like for example, HIV. I know there isn't a cure for that. You have to take like pills or whatever. So therefore, if we keep using animals, we could still try and find that out. And what else should we test on? If we can't test on animals, what else should we test on? Plants? No, obviously not. And you should keep in mind that animals actually benefit from animal experimentation. Animal experimentation is nowhere close to being cruel, although that's what you and others may think. Animal experimentation has benefited humans by finding cures for different cancerous diseases. It has also benefited a lot of animals. Without it, there would not be a cure for rabies and other diseases found in animals. If you disagree with what I'm saying today, it seems like you agree with an exterminator killing rats and people going hunting because it's fun or that's what they do for a sport. But it's a crime for scientists to find a cure for different illnesses using animals in their experimentations. So next time you go to the doctors, just think about how you got that medication. Don't forget that animal experimentation is also very beneficial to you. I know that everyone in this room has gotten sick at least once in their life and had to get an antibiotic, whether prescribed by a doctor or from over the counter. Without animal testing, many of us would not be alive today.
Testing cosmetics and pharmaceuticals on animals prior to human consumption should not be a legal way to determine effects and results. We have shown in this debate, first, that animal experimentation wastes animals' lives testing diseases and medicines. Second, the testing of medicines may work on animals but not humans because animals are not biologically the same as humans. And lastly, we are in the 21st century. We should not need to rely on animals for research. Jerry Bentham said, "The question is not can they reason, nor can they talk, but can they suffer?" Animal experimentation should not be a legal way to test medicines and drugs.
And that was your closing.
Yeah,
Okay.
accident.
That's fine.